My mother was the Queen for a very long time. And although you kind of know that this might happen, you don't.
The royal family has just dropped a stunning update that's capturing attention worldwide in a completely unexpected twist.
Really think about it very much.
Everyone bows and curtsies to the king, and no one moves a list.
They've unveiled surprising news about Camilla, and it's nothing like what people were anticipating. Stick with us.
A muscle when Camilla passes.
The ability to have somebody who is kind of epitomizes what you think your country stands for.
As we explore this major royal development and what it could mean for the monarchy's future. Do you have any friends who keep up with the royal family? If yes, type 1 in the comments. If not, hit us with 0. Enjoy the video and don't forget to subscribe to support the channel. Seated in the Poet's Corner, surrounded by memorials to literary legends, it was almost impossible to predict that this moment would mark a turning point. At Kensington Palace, the royal setting bathed in a soft summer breeze felt like the backdrop to just another routine charity event. Reporters and attendees anticipated the usual highlights. Princess Charlotte's glowing smile, Prince George's charming wave, and the stunning snapshots destined to flood tomorrow's headlines. But what unfolded before the cameras was anything but ordinary. Prince William, tall, poised, and resolute, stepped forward, not with a routine address, but with fire of purpose in his eyes. At his side, Princess Catherine stood calm and graceful, her hand gently resting on Charlotte's back in quiet support. Prince George held his place, his gaze carrying a maturity well beyond his years. Then, in a moment that would send ripples through the nation and beyond, Prince William delivered a declaration, one that would redefine the future of the royal family. We are stepping into a new chapter, one that honors the past while building the future with purpose and confidence. Prince William announced as he spoke of Queen Elizabeth II, her vision, her legacy, and her hopes for the monarchy. Emotion welled up, and the tears in his eyes told their own story. But it was what he said next that truly took the audience by surprise. My family will take on a greater role in shaping what lies ahead, just as Her Majesty envisioned. My daughter, Princess Charlotte, will begin her official duties as a representative of the crown. A collective gasp swept the crowd as journalists scrambled to raise their phones, and even palace officials appeared visibly taken aback. This wasn't just an announcement. It was a defining moment in royal history. Though far too young to be called queen, Princess Charlotte stepped forward with calm confidence that left many in awe. Behind her, the steadfast presence of her parents spoke volumes. Not only as current leaders, but as a family clearly prepared to pass the torch when the time comes. There was no word from King Charles III. No appearance by Queen Camilla, only silence. And that silence echoed louder than any speech. In that moment, it became unmistakably clear to the world. A shift had occurred within the power dynamics of the royal family. Behind the scenes, whispers of the old guard losing its grip had circulated quietly for months, perhaps even years. Subtle shifts in royal protocol and evolving public sentiment began to paint a clearer picture. The monarchy was no longer defined solely by the reverence for Queen Elizabeth II's timeless grace and mystique, but by the emergence of new voices shaping its future. Though King Charles had only recently taken the throne, the air around him seemed to grow heavy. With age the moment the crown touched his head. In contrast, William and Catherine were rising swiftly, winning hearts not just through charm, but with undeniable public support. Polls consistently ranked them as the most trusted and admired members of the royal family. Their appearances didn't just attract enthusiastic crowds. They captured the world's attention. With every public appearance, William and Catherine didn't just convince the public. They were ready to lead. They brought a fresh, modern energy to the monarchy, firmly dedicated to their royal responsibilities. They started moving away from old-fashioned traditions. Yet behind the palace walls, something quieter was brewing. Insider whispers from royal advisors began to surface, vague enough to be denied, but detailed enough to spark curiosity. Reports have emerged that William has been quietly engaging in secret talks with senior Commonwealth officials. Unconfirmed sources suggest that Catherine has stepped into unofficial advisory roles, positions usually held by the senior royals. There are even whispers that Princess Charlotte took part in media prep meetings at a remarkably young age, well before Prince George reached the same stage. While some dismiss these claims, Palace insiders are watching closely, especially Camilla, who remains determined to safeguard her standing within the royal family. Rumors have also circulated about the final letters Queen Elizabeth II penned before her passing. Allegedly, she wrote private notes to King Charles, Prince William, and even Catherine. While the contents remain a mystery, one thing is undeniable. After her passing, William and Catherine began acting with greater decisiveness, confidence, and strategy, far more than Charles and Camilla. On one notable occasion, William faced criticism for skipping an important meeting hosted by King Charles, opting instead to visit a children's cancer unit in Manchester. Remarkably, William's visit drew far more media attention than the King's event in London that day, a move seen by many as a quiet act of defiance. While not outright rebellion, it heightened tensions around the line of succession. Though Prince George remains next in line after William, Princess Charlotte's growing influence is steadily reshaping the royal landscape. Princess Charlotte's rising presence at public events has earned her widespread praise for leadership qualities reminiscent of her aunt, Princess Diana. Some have even speculated about a possible shift in the line of succession, potentially granting Charlotte more influence than initially expected. However, these remain just media rumors and speculation without any official confirmation from the royal family. With a series of bold moves, William's major announcement, rather than one from King Charles, sent a clear message to the public. The future of the monarchy is here. While the king remains the official head of state, he is gradually receding into the background as William and Catherine step forward with greater authority, confidence, and purpose. The king's absence from a crucial event sparked public concerns about his health and capacity to fulfill his duties. In the weeks before this historic moment, palace insiders revealed that King Charles grew increasingly withdrawn, canceling public engagements, reportedly due to exhaustion. Behind closed doors, a silent crisis was unfolded within the royal family as plans and strategies were quietly but decisively being reshaped. King Charles, known for his meticulous nature and strict adherence to schedule, began showing signs of instability as his official duties waned. At first, royal aides brushed off concerns, with one senior official claiming the king was merely taking a break after a taxing first year. Yet, insiders sensed a deeper truth. Charles was grappling not only with his health, but also with a growing sense of frustration and perceived failure in his role within the royal family. Though King Charles had waited decades for his reign, he increasingly found himself overshadowed by his son, Prince William. Wherever William and Catherine appeared, they received warm applause and admiration, an undeniable contrast to Charles, who often seemed distant and reserved, especially when accompanied by Camilla, whose presence still stirred controversy within the palace. These tensions intensified as the king clashed with senior advisors over how to manage William's rising public profile. Rumors circulated that Charles attempted to reassert his authority through a major Commonwealth tour or attendance at a high-profile international summit. But all these plans ultimately unraveled. Political and practical challenges stood in the way. Soon, whispers emerged from palace insiders that Charles was contemplating abdication. Not an outright resignation, but a gradual transfer of responsibilities to William as part of a broader monarchy restructure. According to some sources, this transition process began during Queen Elizabeth's final months, when she encouraged Charles to prepare for a smooth handover of power to William in the years ahead. However, Camilla strongly opposed any shift in power that didn't revolve around her and Charles. Both had endured numerous scandals and challenges before ascending the throne, and Camilla had waited her entire life to become queen. She was unwilling to surrender influence to William and Catherine. Their growing public prominence felt like a direct challenge to the established royal order, an affront she could not accept. Yet, despite her resistance, the changes underway could not be stopped. Charles appeared powerless against the tide of change sweeping through the monarchy. Retreating from the public spotlight, he left a void swiftly occupied by William's assured confidence and decisive leadership. Once known for its unity, the royal family now revealed unmistakable divisions. High-profile events like the Queen's concert, where William, Catherine, and their children took center stage, made it clear the balance of power had decisively shifted. In a historic moment bathed in the soft afternoon light of Kensington Palace Gardens, the crowd expected a routine speech from Prince William, accompanied by the graceful presence of Catherine and their children. But what followed was unforgettable. With calm confidence, William took the podium, not delivering empty words or rehearsed gestures. Instead, he began by honoring his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, highlighting her enduring legacy, steadfast dedication to duty, and dignified silence. It was a powerful message signaling a clear shift of power and change within the royal family. Wow, what a historic moment, right? Prince William didn't just surprise us. He inspired us all with that heartfelt tribute to Queen Elizabeth II. What's your take on his speech and the shifting power within the royal family? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. In a stunning moment, Prince William reshaped the vision for the monarchy's future. Speaking before millions of reporters and royal experts, he declared, "Our voice will ignite a new beginning, not by abandoning tradition, but by evolving it. The crown isn't a relic. It's a living promise of service, and that promise belongs to the future." This powerful statement marked a defining turning point for the royal family. Immediately after, William turned to his daughter, Princess Charlotte, who had always carried herself with remarkable poise despite her young age. In a surprising gesture, he gently guided Charlotte forward. Princess Charlotte will take on her first official duties in the coming months. She will begin attending engagements alongside her mother, learning the true meaning of service and ultimately helping to shape a new vision for our family and country, William announced, leaving the audience stunned. The public's reaction was swift and filled with astonishment, not just because it was a historic moment, but because of its clear strategic message. Princess Charlotte was not being positioned as a passive royal figure. She was being prepared to shoulder significant responsibilities, potentially rivaling her brother George. Photos from the event rapidly circulated, capturing Charlotte standing proudly behind her father. Her modest smile won hearts instantly, especially across social media. This moment wasn't just about Charlotte. It was a reflection of William's vision to elevate his daughter's role in the public eye. He not only acknowledged her potential, but also challenged the long-standing male dominance in royal power. Where past generations might have kept Charlotte in the shadows, William boldly brought her to the forefront. Beside him, Catherine embodied grace and calm, gently resting her hand on George's shoulder, a subtle reminder that this family was stepping forward, united. As the public cheered and editorials hailed the royal family's modern vision, the applause was thunderous. Yet behind palace walls, calm was nowhere to be found. A simmering storm began to rise. While the world celebrated Princess Charlotte, one woman in the royal circle saw only shadows. Camilla. The moment Princess Charlotte's name was spoken, Camilla reportedly erupted in fury. Palace insiders say she saw William's announcement as a direct threat to her legacy and that of King Charles. "She's just a child. This is madness," Camilla allegedly exclaimed, upon hearing of Charlotte's rising role. More than that, she viewed Charlotte's growing prominence as a challenge to her own influence within the royal family. For decades, Camilla battled to reshape her image. From a figure of public scorn to queen consort, she endured harsh media scrutiny, widespread hostility, and the shadow of past scandals. But as Charlotte's star began to rise, Camilla felt her own power slipping away, a reality she found hard to accept. Though no longer directly involved, Princess Diana's presence still loomed large over every royal decision. She believed her legacy was firmly set until William and Catherine's single speech rewrote the narrative entirely. In response, Camilla swiftly called an urgent meeting with senior palace advisors. Some sources say she confronted Charles, demanding he issue a statement to restore order and reaffirm the royal hierarchy. But Charles reportedly declined. Weary and resigned, he simply murmured, "Let it unfold. It has already begun." Camilla now found herself isolated. Her relationship with Princess and the steadfast guardian of royal traditions had shifted, and disliking media spectacles and wary of public displays of power, she viewed William's declarations as reckless and disrespectful to their father. Yet for the first time in years, Camilla found common ground, not through friendship, but shared opposition. Together, they aimed to rally senior palace officials, arguing that William's bold move risked destabilizing the monarchy's carefully crafted public image. But the tide had turned. Staff once loyal to Charles and Camilla began shifting their allegiance to William and Catherine. Foreign ambassadors, especially those connected to Charlotte's lineage, reached out to Kensington rather than Clarence House. Major media outlets adjusted their tone, portraying William's family as the modern face of the monarchy. Meanwhile, Camilla's anger only intensified. A royal insider recalled her sneaking through palace corridors late at night, slamming doors and making demands that were ignored, while more composed and measured, Charles withdrew to his countryside retreat. But the truth was clear. The public had chosen a new royal family: William, Catherine, Charlotte, and George. While the media spotlight shone brightly on Princess Charlotte's rise and William's bold declaration, few noticed the quiet strategic power behind the scenes. Catherine, Princess of Wales, praised for her natural poise, serene smile, and grace in public, had spent years carefully studying the palace's inner fractures. Catherine mastered the delicate rhythms of royal life, playing a long game with unmatched skill. Now her strategy was unfolding brilliantly. Catherine was more than just a wife or mother. She had become the true architect, shaping the monarchy's future. While Camilla struggled to win public favor, Catherine earned genuine affection. This wasn't a manufactured image, but a love born from heartfelt moments. Each visit to a children's hospital, every shared laugh with a worried child, and every tender moment with her own children radiated sincerity. It was this authenticity that truly set her apart. Catherine had become William's strongest ally and strategist. Ally, skillfully navigating the storm that erupted within the palace after his announcement. In the days that followed, Camilla pushed relentlessly, but Catherine stayed silent. When Princess confronted her, Catherine offered no response. Her calm restraint spoke louder than words. Yet behind closed doors, she was far from passive. Every night she met with William to review public reactions, media coverage, and plan their next moves. Charles's loyal advisors started to gravitate toward William and Catherine's camp. Impressed by the clarity of their vision, rumor has it that Catherine had quietly commissioned public polls months earlier to measure support for Charlotte's rising role. The results showed overwhelming approval for the new direction of the monarchy. This wasn't about personal ambition. It was a carefully crafted strategy aimed at securing a lasting legacy. Catherine understood that the monarchy couldn't endure by clinging to the past. It had to evolve to stay relevant. In Princess Charlotte, she saw more than a daughter. She saw the embodiment of the crown's future. Compassion, Diana's leadership spirit, Elizabeth's intellect, and Catherine's own quiet strength. Her power wasn't inherited. It was forged through determination and proven ability. Catherine's ambition isn't about glory or control. It's about securing stability and continuity for a monarchy her children will proudly shape, not just inherit. Once mocked for her middle-class roots, she has risen far beyond the role of a ceremonial queen waiting in the wings. She had become the true guardian of the monarchy's future, ushering in profound change within the palace walls. When the dust settled, the most surprising royal revelation in recent history came to light. The future of the monarchy was no longer just speculation. Prince William, Princess Catherine, Princess Charlotte, and Prince George stepped forward proudly to show the world what lay ahead. Charlotte, calm and poised, captured headlines and hearts alike. Her natural grace and striking resemblance to Princess Diana and Queen Elizabeth were undeniable. Her new official duties marked a profound shift from a child to a key pillar in the crown's next chapter. While Charlotte captured the spotlight, George remained silent but watchful, embodying the calm composure of a future king. Though still young, his demeanor during the announcement hinted at budding leadership. This wasn't just about royal duties. It was about a family committed to guiding the monarchy with honesty and humility, not ego. Behind it all, William and Catherine stand as the quiet architects of a new royal era. Their presence symbolizes not just power, but a clear message. The monarchy's future no longer depends solely on the throne or ancient bloodlines. Its strength now lies in public trust, emotional connection, and visible integrity. While Camilla and Charles keep their titles, their influence has quietly but unmistakably shifted. The generational shift has taken hold, not just in the UK, but in the hearts of royal followers worldwide. Charlotte and George are beginning to embrace the legacy awaiting them. One undeniable truth stands firm. The crown not only endures, but is reborn, shaped by those destined to carry it forward. And there you have it, everyone. The royal family has just shaken things up with this explosive announcement about Camilla. What does this mean for the future of the monarchy? Will her influence still shape royal affairs, or is a new era dawning? We want to hear what you think. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest breaking news from the world of royalty. Stay tuned. This story is just getting started.